I took my dog to this trail by our house. Literally for like the last 4 years, there's this patch of woods by our house that our neighbors own. And a long time ago, they said that like anyone in the neighborhood could like explore the trails and we were welcome to walk our dog there. It's like very private. Never have seen anybody else on there, and it's like, to me, it feels like the one place that I can go that's like, I know nobody's gonna see me. Today I was like, okay, let me go, walk the dog in the woods, and I found all of these no trespassing signs and trail cameras up on the trees. My first instinct was like, oh, like, what? I don't know, maybe they've had some like weird activity like going on in the woods. But I felt very like taken aback, I guess. I was like kind of freaked out that there were trail cameras, and I was like, damn, I really felt like the places that I could go, that I wasn't being seen by other people, like the places that truly like make me feel like I'm in privacy are like dwindling like one by one. So I was frustrated, and I like circled the trail again to see exactly where the cameras were. So maybe if I knew there was a spot that I could still go to that didn't have cameras on them, that was truly private, that I could still, I don't know, like meditate, go there to journal, etc. I got back and I was pretty sad. And what I realized is that like, I don't know, that place was kind of spiritual to me. What I'm learning, I guess, is that what makes a place so special, or what makes a place so like important to you, is the importance that you give it and the relationship that you have with it. I'm in this like period of my life where when I'm going through a hard time, like I try to grasp on to the things from my past that I feel like nostalgic about, that I feel like in the past this made me feel safe, this made me feel like comforted. If I could just like go back to that space for like a little bit, then maybe like I can catch my breath and push forward. Anyway, I got back to my house and I asked my mom, and she said that house had been sold and it has new owners, and I guess, yeah, they don't want any trespassers. It's strange because I feel like if you're on a timeline, like you're moving through time, and as you are moving, like the things in your life are like the bubble around you on the timeline is like full of color and life. And when you try to visit these time periods or these places like back in the past, when you're no longer meant to be there, like everything is just like gray and it doesn't work out, and you like come up with a lot of obstacles because you're not supposed to be there. For New Year's, I went back to my college town to see my college friends and spend New Year's with them. One of the days that I was there, I was also feeling like down, and like I had been going through a lot of change and just like really feeling nostalgic and wanting that comfort of things that I liked to do in college, like my favorite coffee shops, my favorite lake, the places that I like made relationships with. I spent a day going around to those places and, doing my work and journaling and stuff like that, and everything just felt so gray and cold. And granted, it was the middle of winter, but it just felt like the life had been like sucked out of all those places. In that moment, I was like, there's nothing for me to return to. Like all of those memories, all of that like life came from me, like inside me, and maybe like the other people I was around too, and like the memories that we made there. But as far as like the physical place, it just felt like empty, which was really strange. That's how I feel similarly to today, is now I'm back in this place that is home to me, and there's one space that is like has disappeared, and it's like as time goes on, all of it will disappear, and nothing's certain, nothing's locked into place nor kept forever. One more example I'll give. Recently I was in a place where I saw a weeping willow tree. I loved weeping willow trees as a kid. I thought they were so like magical and like a portal to like a different magical place. And I saw this willow tree and I was like, oh my god, like I haven't seen one of these in so long. I used to love these as a kid. And my first immediate thought was to be like, oh my god, like how could you let go of that? That's like part of you, that is something that you like. And how did you allow yourself to slip away like that? And I mean, that was a pretty mean thought, but the way that I resolved it was like I wrote down all the ways that Willow Tree made me feel when I was a kid. One of them was magical, dreamy, safe, comforting. I think like those were the 4 words, and I was like, I can think of a few things in my life right now that have at least like 3 out of those 4 characteristics. That feeling or that relationship isn't necessarily gone because I haven't seen a willow tree or thought about one. That relationship, if it's not the exact same, you can build a very similar one with other things as they move with you on the timeline. Just because something's locked into place physically doesn't mean that if you're moving on that you lose it forever. You can like find that again or make that again in different things as you go along. So I don't know, I feel like overall there are many places that I've tried to return to once I've moved on from them and they're not the same anymore, and at first that will bring me a sadness, and I feel like that is kind of the encompassing feeling of nostalgia. However, I think we like to think about nostalgia in like places that we miss with such light in our eyes, like a bittersweet kind of like fondness and sadness. However, I think the importance that is lost there often is that feeling is coming from you. It's not coming from that place. It's coming from like the magic and the importance that you're giving it. And I think that can be replicated and transferred to the new things that come into your life if you allow them to. And that's what I need to remember. Hold the things close to you that are special, but also remember that like that love is also coming from you, and that relationship isn't just coming from that place, it's coming from you too. So goodbye.